Well, the new trailer, I think I already did a video on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Is going on a trip. And really need to get the wood protected anyway. This is just bare wood. And what I've been doing over the years is pretty easy. Boiled linseed oil. I don't remember how much it was, but give it a good shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. And pretty much open it up and dump it on and rub it in there. Rub it in the wood, as you would say. This here is, I don't know if I have enough. I just did this much here with, oh, there wasn't very much left in this bottle here. There was maybe, I don't know, like very, very at the bottom. So it kind of went a long way. I think if I do good, I can probably make this go the whole trailer, but I'm gonna start from, since I already here, I'm gonna start from the back. I'm gonna work my way up. And as you can kind of see, kind of before and after, this is a, it's 83 inches wide in between the fenders by 18-foot long deck and then a 2-foot dovetail, so 20 feet long. So let's see if one bottle and, I don't know, a fifth of a bottle was left and the other one is enough to do this trailer. So I'll take a couple pictures in between. It's it's only about 65 degrees out, sunny, so decent day for it. I'm not gonna try to go crazy on the amount I put in, but I will just show you here real quick what I do. So just gonna dump a little bit on. Not gonna go crazy. Just gonna dump some on there and you're just gonna wipe it. Pretty simple. And like these spots here that have been roughed up already a little bit from me using the trailer, I'll kind of try to work those spots in a little heavier, but just have a microfiber and I kind of get a little heavy right there on the edge of that. But as you can see, just kind of rub it in there and don't take much pressure, pretty easy to do. So I'm just gonna keep on working. So I'm just gonna work this in. Especially in these roughed up spots here. Those are the spots that are, they've been opened up, so maybe, I don't know if they're a little more porous per se. A little heavy there. Easy. But I found that this really helps keep the wood on your trailer, wood decking, preserved. It lasts a good long time. Just helps it. Doesn't make it really slick or anything. It's not like if you used, motor oil or anything. This just helps seal the wood a little bit from soaking in all that rain all the time. I see a lot of people say, oh, you got to do the bottom too, and you're not wrong. You really should do the bottom too. One of those things, like, the bottom doesn't see as much weather, only when you're really, using the trailer. If you're using it in weather, some knots right here. Make sure you get these knots real good. If you use the trailer in weather, of course, it's going to get, it's going to get some. But otherwise, I don't worry about it too terribly much. But I used to work on a farm a long time ago before I got in the mortgage industry. And we would do this on all of our trailers. And but what we would also do is we'd lift them up. I hope you can hear me. Oof. There. Split that out. We would lift them up with a crane, the trailers up with a crane, and we would we'd spray the underneath with a mix of put a big cart down and use a mix of used motor oil and diesel fuel, and we'd spray the bottoms with that, and to keep all the underside all protected. That sure seemed to work pretty good. So I'm probably going a little heavier than I need to be. Don't know if I'm gonna make it all the way through the whole trailer, but it's not the end of the world. I'm just gonna grab the store tomorrow. Hopefully, again, hear me okay with the wind. You know what? Even if I get half of this trailer done, which I think this should get me half the trailer. If I gotta get another bottle, no big deal. But at least this gives some of you new trailer owners a little bit of an idea for a little bit of protection for the top of your trailer. You can use rubber gloves too. I just had these gloves and had already got a bunch of oil on them when I was working on a project when it was cold out. So there you go. I already got oil on them, but they still keep my hands clean. So I'll just use them. And stuff's drying pretty quick too, so that's good. Let's see here. I'd say I'm going a little too heavy with this. And you gotta go crazy and be really heavy on this stuff. No, I mean, if you miss a spot here and there, not the end of the world, but also kind of defeats the purpose of doing it. Because you want to make sure you get it all protected. I'd say I probably got all these knots real good. I'd say I'm gonna get probably up to the fenders all the way, which is fine. I'm gonna try to lighten the amount I'm throwing on here, try to work it in a little bit better. You know, you can trailer this size, heck, you can do this in a half an hour or so, and you know, just I'd say, I mean, do it as needed, but really, if you do it, I have a bunch of my rag here, so I can sit here and really kind of squeeze the rag out, that extra oil out of there. That's kind of actually making it go a heck of a lot further. But you know, you do this every couple of years, depending on how much you use your trailer, of course. You know, how much does it sit outside, or you know, kind of what are its overall uses, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna pour a little bit. Oh, here comes a lady from down the street. Usually when she sees me out, she stops and she talks my ear off for, you know, 20, 30 minutes. In that case, she was on her motorcycle with her dogs and she didn't stop. So nice lady, but yeah, she'll burn a half hour. And then she usually stops when you're working on a project, which isn't the end of the world, but you know, sometimes you just kind of need to get going on your projects and get them done. Don't have, you know, an extra 30 minutes to be gabbing. Especially when you're like me, just sitting here doing it while I got, you know, I got a little extra time to go. Kind of move my phone here, make sure you guys are able to see it working. So yeah, I think I'll probably be close. Oh, that's a lot right there. Work that down here though. And that all in. Whew. All right, well, made it further than I thought. Made it darn near all the way. So probably, I would say I went heavier than I should have over here, and that's okay. Not a big deal. But I would say if you had, you know, 1.5 gallons, it should be enough, but obviously you buy them by the gallon. I don't remember what they cost. They don't cost that much money, but definitely good protection for the decking on your trailer. I went to Ace Hardware and bought Ace, I think it was Ace's brand, I can't remember exactly, but again, wasn't very expensive, and a nice cheap way to protect the decking on your trailer. If you have any questions, drop a comment. I'm in Northern Illinois, so I think it's kind of important to make sure that you keep your trailer protected, and if you can keep it out of the elements, keep it out of the elements. Also, I bought this trailer brand new earlier this year, and they said after 100 miles, check the lug nuts. I towed it, let's see, from the dealership, so it was about 35 miles home, and I pulled it a couple times around here. It's probably got 50, I don't know, 50 or 60 miles on it. Some of these lug nuts, I looked it up online. It says like 100 to 120 foot-pounds. I ran 110. This side was fine. I did throw a little extra grease in, even though they looked like they were greased, but you can never be too safe. This side here was like 100, maybe not 100 more, 90 foot-pounds. This one here was like 70. I mean, there was one that was not that snug. So, you know, nothing against the dealership. They tell you to check them after 100 miles. I didn't have any issues. I don't have any complaints. Just a reminder, buy a trailer, regularly check your lug nuts. Just be safe. And check your bearings and grease it. I always, when I get done towing, or I pull over for a break, I always like to, you know, just put my hand on the hub, or I bring my laser thermometer, check the hub temperature, make sure they're not getting too warm, because if you have your trailer loaded heavy on the left side or the right side, you might have a tendency to be putting a little bit more, you know, load on those bearings. So just pay attention to that. Try to, you know, center your load in the in between, you know, the fenders as good as you can. And, you know, don't put too much tongue weight on your truck. This is just a 1/2-ton Silverado. So, you know, make sure the trailer's doing its work. Just a few things to remember. Anyway, if you got any questions, drop a comment. If you like the video, drop a comment, like the video, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you soon.